Hey guys, and welcome back to the Community Mod. In this social experiment, the community votes, I mod, and we see what we can come up with together. The best part is the modded controller will be given away to one lucky winner, so make sure to cast your vote because you're definitely going to want your voice heard. I'm confident when the community works together, we can all come up with some amazing results. So to recap, in part 1 of this series, we discussed the idea of the community mod, and everyone voted on what color controller we should use. The voting was extremely close, but orange was the winning color. In part 2 of this series, we refurbished the controller by replacing the joystick and cleaning it up really well. I also asked you guys to vote in the comments below what color buttons we should put in. Well, I'd say everyone was in the Halloween frame of mind because transparent black and black absolutely dominated the voting. But at the end of the day, the community said transparent black buttons are what we're using. So one of the very common themes that kept on coming up in the comments was we should LED mod this thing. And I was sitting there thinking about it and I was like, this is a fantastic idea. I should LED mod this. And let's be honest, if you sat here and watched me install buttons, this video would be over in 2 minutes and really isn't worth making. So I built this LED module. And while I'm not sure that I would necessarily do a how-to on this, unless people really want to see how to do it, it's basically a Bluetooth RGB controller, and I've hooked up the RGB and power lines to both sides so I can run 2 LEDs off this with relative ease. The power and ground wire off of the power port on the board, as well as an antenna. And I actually had to cut the board to make it smaller, and then I resoldered on an antenna. So that's kind of how I did it. I'll leave a nice close-up here so you can kind of see it and use that as a tutorial. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this baby fitted in here, and let's get it working. So to make all this as easy as possible, I used RGB LED strips. And what I'm doing right now is I'm actually compressing down a single strip to make it as small as humanly possible so it will more easily fit into the controller. Space is definitely a limitation when you're doing something like this. I ended up making 3 of these, and we're going to use all 3 in the mod. So I am marking out right now where these LEDs are going to sit, and I'm ultimately going to Dremel some holes into here. The key is not to have the LED protrude too far through the hole. You want it to be as flush as possible so the thumbstick doesn't get in the way. So I'm doing a little bit of prep over here for the left thumbstick, the LED that's going to go over there. And something just to kind of note is, when I was putting this together, I was able to get 2 LEDs into the left thumbstick. However, the C-stick, I really couldn't get more than a single LED in there. And it's just due to kind of the nature of the way that the controller is designed. It was extremely difficult. I'm sure someone's probably done it before. And if anyone knows how to do that in the comments, please feel free to drop some knowledge, because I would love to know how to get another LED in there. I was only able to get 1 LED in the C-stick, but I was able to get 2 in the left thumbstick. So just wanted to do a quick demonstration over here. So I've got my Gamecube controller board over here, and this is a separate board, not the one for this controller. Powered up and hooked up to a Gamecube, and I'm just kind of going through and testing the pins right now on the actual controller cable itself to find out which one's 5 volt and which one's ground. And you can see I'm starting by connecting to something that I know is ground, which would be the casing on the thumbstick, and then I'm testing each of the pins, and I've found my 5 volts. This RGB LED controller works off of 5 volts, so I want to know exactly where the ground pin is and exactly where the 5 volts is so I know where to solder to later. So just kind of wanted to show you guys how I go ahead and do some tests when I'm trying to figure out exactly, what's power, what's ground, without actually knowing what it is or having a pinout diagram handy. Alright, now that all the hard work's done, let's go ahead and drop in these buttons. Let's see how these transparent black ones look, and let's get a little preview of the unit. Alright, so I got everything wired up, and let's go ahead and plug some power into it. I've got my RGB controller pulled up on my phone, all connected via Bluetooth. And let's go ahead and give this thing a try. Like I said, left thumbstick's got 2 RGB LEDs, right C-stick only has 1, but you can control this thing any way you want, any color you want. And on top of that, even better, if you really want to, you can actually turn the LEDs off. I know I didn't initially say I was going to put LEDs in this, so I definitely wanted to give someone the opportunity to turn it off if they didn't want it. And if you want to get really crazy, you can do all the different effects. You can even have it so your phone has music, or can use the microphone on your phone, and it will sync the music to the RGB LEDs in the controller. It's pretty cool stuff, and I gotta be honest, I don't know that I've ever seen anything like this before. So hey, call this a one-off. Not sure I'd ever do it again, but like I said, something really cool to give away to one of the lucky winners. And with all that, it's time for the next phase of voting. I've got a whole bunch of options here for what kind of paracord controller we should make, so let me know what you think in the comments below. You're gonna want your voice to be heard, because someone's gonna take this controller home. Your options are burnt orange, neon orange camo, neon orange diamond, spider, orange camo, or virus. Like I said, leave your comment below. I'll leave the voting open for 5 days, and we'll go ahead and pick a winner after 5 days. I want to thank you guys very much for watching and checking out the video. I hope you liked it, and if you did, make sure you leave a like, a comment, and a subscribe. Till next time, guys, have a good one.